Welcome to I Just Have Something to Say. Today we have a story coming out of Dallas, Texas of a good guy with a gun, a concealed carrier, looking at murder charges for stepping into a robbery. Before we dive into this, let me say I've been carrying for 20 years, and in fact, the first state where I got my concealed weapons license was in Texas. And one of the key takeaways from this video, that I want to share with you was the first thing in day one, hour one of my concealed class, my instructor told me, says that 90% of what you see on TV will get you thrown in jail. And I truly believe that some of the circumstances that you're going to see in this video are a good man trying to do the right thing, but unfortunately didn't have the right training and watched too many TV movies, and it just probably watched too many things on YouTube that ended up getting him in trouble. I hope that he comes out of this successfully, but it may cost him years and hundreds of thousands of dollars to get through this. Please hit that like, subscribe, and that notification bell, and share this video. Let's dive into this.
A Dallas man is charged with murder for shooting and killing an unarmed robber he believed was attacking two dollar store employees. Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes.
And I'm Steve Eager. It's 9 o'clock. After the shooting, he stayed on the scene, waited for the police to come, and spoke with police. Dallas police tell us Kevin Jackson was legally carrying the gun he used to shoot and kill Philip Betts inside a Family Dollar on South Lancaster Road last night. He told police he was worried about the safety of the two female employees who were being attacked. Fox 4's David Santandri is live with a look at the murky legal situation surrounding this shooting. David.
Yes, Steve and Heather, the murder charge raises questions about when witnessing a violent crime, when is it appropriate to step in and use deadly force? 47-year-old Kevin Jackson Sr. is facing a murder charge after Dallas police say he shot and killed a suspected shoplifter who was fighting two women working inside Family Dollar's Lancaster Road location in Oak Cliff Tuesday night.
And the murder charge is what fit the elements of the offense.
According to an arrest affidavit, a female assistant manager recognized Philip Betts as someone who frequently steals. She asked Betts to leave and to return stolen items from his coat.
He came into the store and he began to commit what we call theft offense.
According to the affidavit, Betts tried to leave with the items, but the woman took his backpack. Betts briefly stepped outside but returned, striking her multiple times with his fists. Another female employee intervened by spraying Betts with mace and trying to get him to leave.
They began fighting.
Jackson, who police say is not connected to anyone involved, walked in and noticed the fight, and after watching for a moment, pulled out his firearm, told the women to move, and fired a single shot, which killed Betts.
Was that a legal gun?
Yeah, it was a legal gun.
You know, just from looking at it, this guy was going about his business at the store and saw something that alarmed him, and he took action based on something that he really perceived was necessary at that time.
Former prosecutor, now criminal defense attorney Robert Rogers, who's not connected to this case, argues it may have been legal for Jackson to shoot Betts.
Based on the facts as I read them in this affidavit, I believe that's a clear robbery where the person is starting to use force to enable him to complete the offense of theft.
Dallas police confirm it labels the initial offense as a robbery. Jackson, who does not have a criminal history, according to Fox 4's search of court records, waited for police to arrive. He agreed to an interview at headquarters. He said he was concerned for the safety of the two women and aimed for Betts' leg.
So it looks like the two store employees were doing the right thing. They were trying to defend their store. They used mace. And obviously, if you live in a high crime area like where I grew up, people get tired of the nonsense and being taken advantage of. I get it. The problem comes into play when our concealed carrier comes into the situation, tells the two women to get out of the way, and then takes a shot at this person's leg. Now, we don't know, and it's not reported in the story, where exactly the suspect, the person that committed the crime of shoplifting, was actually hit. But for speculation reasons, let's take a step back and say the person, the bad guy who started this altercation, was in fact shot in the leg. Well, in the movie, you see people get shot in the leg all the time and they go to the hospital and life's great. You're a good guy. You stopped the crime. Well, the problem is, again, I was a paramedic firefighter. You've got a lot of big blood vessels running around in those legs. And you hit the femoral artery, that person's going to have about a whopping, depending on their size and everything else, they got a whopping 45 seconds to about 90 seconds, and they're dead. They're going to bleed out right there and they're dead. So, again, let's think about this. In the movies, you don't see that happening, but in real life, it happens all the time. Now, you got to wonder, is it worth killing somebody over shoplifting? And you'll find out more along in this video where you're going to see whether it was just a bad judgment call.
It's unclear where Betts was hit.
Then it's going to be up to a grand jury to decide whether they believe self-defense applies clearly or if they believe there's probable cause that it doesn't apply and that it should go to trial.
According to the affidavit, surveillance footage shows Betts running toward the door while being hit by both women before Jackson told them to move and shot Betts.
And here you go. There's the gotcha. He had broke contact with these two women. He was headed toward the door, and he shot him while he was fleeing in the leg or somewhere. It's not exactly known. Bled out and died. As the attorney said previously, in the state of Texas, if you're committing a robbery, you could shoot somebody. But at the time that he turned his back and he was running and you shot him as he was fleeing, he was no longer a threat to anyone. And this is the decision that a grand jury is going to have to make. And it may cost this man the better part of his life if it doesn't go his way.
Just know that at the time of the shooting, there was no imminent danger for a deadly force confrontation, not this one.
And that is exactly what the prosecutor is going to argue before that grand jury.
A Family Dollar employee who tells Fox 4 he cannot speak on camera says plywood replacing windows on the business highlights previous burglaries, adding people regularly shoplift and there are many safety concerns. Some customers agree.
That same reason is why I stay inside after dark. People get kind of desperate when they want to get their stuff.
No weapons were found on Betts, according to police, but they do tell us those stolen goods were found on him. As for Jackson, he is in the Dallas County Jail. His bond amount is set at $100,000. Steve, Heather, back to y'all.
Now, I will say, I've been carrying a lot longer than many people on YouTube that I've seen over 20 years now. I'm a lot older than a lot of younger YouTubers. I'm new to the game, but I will say this much. Any responsible person who's been carrying for a while, the last thing they want to do is shoot somebody. Now, a lot of the younger guys on YouTube, they give the impression that, yeah, I got my concealed license, I got my Glock, I got my SIG. Somebody gets in my face, I'm going to pull out, shoot them 3 times in the face, and life goes on. And the reality is, there's a whole ball of wax you never want to get into unless you absolutely have to. And I encourage everybody, if you're going to lead a life of concealed carry or even gun ownership, that you understand the laws of your jurisdictions. When can you use deadly force? When can you brandish your weapon? Too many people see stuff on YouTube, too many people see stuff on TV, and they think, oh, I got a good beat on this, and I got my gun, and I'm good to go. I could explain away my actions if it ever comes down to it. And it's very well true. You may be able to explain your actions, but before a court with a lawyer that's charging you $200 an hour. And it's taking years of your life if you successfully win your case. And if not, it may cost you decades of your life. Is it worth it? Just be informed. I'm not saying don't carry. I'm just saying if you're going to do so, make sure you are informed and you're educated and you're well trained. You can use any number of organizations to get educated, including the USCCA. I'm personally a member. I do not have any affiliation with them whatsoever other than being a member. I've used them for just getting educated on carrying a gun across state lines, and they really are a good resource. Regardless of who you use, having some carry insurance is helpful in these type of situations. Thank you for visiting. I just have something to say. Please hit that like, subscribe, and that notification bell, and share this video. Thank you.